as well coming through, like Molotov's flashes, pops over towards Ram. I mean, all of this is played right in towards Rare Atom's hand, and they've got a map under their belt already. But map number 2 underway. Rare Atom starts on the T side, CatEvil on the CT side, and it needs to be a much better CT side from CatEvil to turn this one over towards Ancient. Gets towards that side. Twagon trying to kickstart things. There's Mercury. What a shot from him to kickstart things brilliantly. Looks to find one more. Couple of missed shots from Kane. Should be able to convert, but unable to do so. And he's going to pay the price for exactly that. It's a 5 versus 2. And I said Rare Atom will dominate the pistols. And look at it now. A 1 versus 5. And it's Akashi all alone to deny this being a flawless round in favor. His position being given away. And there's the flawless pistol run. I said it would, and they delivered.
3 out of 3 pistols, 1 for Rare Atom. Yeah, we're seeing a pretty solid trend here. And again, it was a nice aggressive push as well. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more from CatEvil to slow it down. But you also have to remember, I mean, you have very little coming into the very first round. You can't buy too much util. You have to be very specific about where you place that. So unfortunately, yeah, that's going to be that first round that they're not able to get. And here again, I mean, no util. There's a Zeus for some potential crazy plays. But for the most part, this should be another pretty quick and easy round for Rare Atom.
It's a very easy vent dive there as well. Now, Jamyong could just hold from range. He doesn't need to do anything overzealous, kind of give up that control. The rotation's being made in towards that of Ramp. Mosey's holding, but actually might be in for a bit of a flank here. I don't think they'll see him, but they will, in fact. Jin's supposed to go and that's enough for a kill. So Tech 9 collected. There's a slight upgrade for Jin. But Kaze's coming in for the flank himself, trying to catch something out. Mutant trying to catch those in rotation. They've given up the round over towards Rare Atom, but trying to at the very least cause economical damage, but the Galila range should be able to close a couple out as Kaze just tapping away, delivering on a second, looking for the third as well. Will you be able to find it? Is the question. Dinkland right hand side, not able to transfer in time. One more though. Zeus in the hand of Mutant. He's gonna fly his way down. Will he be able to find anything is the question. No, they're just going to fall away. They can survive. Second round on the board with 3 remaining alive is a very good performance. And to make matters worse, it's only Twy remaining alive.
Yeah, I think that Mutant probably knew that that was going to wind up happening. But Twy was the only one that needed to because, of course, he had the Galil. So, saved weapon will at least help somewhat with that econ. And I mean, this was something that we'd said in the previous map where because they... Okay, obviously they were on the T side. So because they weren't able to plant the bomb and because they weren't able to win rounds, they were never able to actually build up an economy. They were living off of loss streak bonuses. And once that's used up, you have to go another round or 2 without being able to buy. So hopefully they can change that here.
Running in towards Ada, in towards Mutant, go for a double. Mosey comes in for support with the AK-47. Brings it back down to a 4 versus 3, but the A side looking vulnerable now as they're still forcing their way forward, and Lakashi actually just going to double back. Now we look over towards our side. Kaze's going to fall as well, and that's an unfortunate kill to lose. Denies that wrapping towards the A side. Double A's coming through. Jamyong takes a little bit of damage. And with Mosey falling, I think this might close out the round with CatEvil finding their first on the board, and finally, it's a much better start for them to a map.
This is looking so much better already. I mean, I love their positioning at the start there. So they actually, instead of bombarding with util and stopping Rare Atom from being able to do much of anything, they actually kind of hold a little bit further back, wait for Rare Atom to push out, and with some really good cross angles held and from different height points as well. So you've got someone up on the rafters, you've got a player holding towards that main entrance from outside, and then of course you've got someone holding a little bit further back from where the players enter in from lobby. You set that up, and then you just kind of mow them down, and it works quite nicely. But the thing is, something like that probably works once. The bomb does still get planted for Rare Atom, so there's quite a bit of cash here for them to play with, but I don't think that they fall for that strategy again. I think this time around, maybe we see a different play. Instead of the lobby push, maybe we see them take a different angle. They do know that outside is relatively well protected and need to be aware of that, but they're slowly... See, this is the thing. We're early on in the round, and they starting to get a read for how CatEvil play. Yeah,
exactly that, and already understanding to be built up here. Now's the kind of a full-ish buy coming through from Rare Atom, because they still do have 2 benefits on the display here. A decent amount of nade damage is not a bad start there for Akashi, but of course it's giving up this outside control. Kate gonna double back in towards Ven as he relocates himself, but it gives him a lot of this control. They can wrap him in a matter of seconds. It's all down to the smoke. It will be popped as Kate doubles back himself, but walks straight towards him, swinging in. Good for one, but it's a 1-for-1 trade as Advent comes alive as well, brings the numbers back level with significant damage down towards the T side. But still, they're flooding their way on towards B, and they get the site. Bomb planted, post-bomb set up. And for Mutant and Akashi, this retake is now nigh on impossible.
There you go. Changed up the playstyle. do something different, and CatEvil just don't know how to respond to it. And this is the thing. I mean, yesterday, one of the big talking points was forcing the enemy team to play at your pace. And this is kind of what Rare Atom have been doing. Yes, CatEvil won a round, but in the next round, Rare Atom are like, all right, cool, they did that really well, so we're just not going to do that again. Now we're going to try something different, and CatEvil don't expect it. And as long as you can keep playing a dynamic game, as long as you can keep making the necessary changes and improvements from round to round, you can consistently remain one of the best teams. And that's what Rare Atom do, so well played.
Exactly. No, exactly that. I think what we've seen for this entire series so far is Rare Atom have controlled and kept control of the tempo, right? You mentioned it. There
Yes.
changes in speed, but they never allow CatEvil to play their game. They never allow them to kind of at least give it a go at their play style, and that's what Rare Atom do so well, because they always make the other side just so uncomfortable, and that's been ever prevalent here with CatEvil kind of unable to find, well, anything so far. It's fullback gone up both ways, but you look over towards the C side of CatEvil, failing to convert here, back to double eco, and back to, unfortunately, a similar motion to what we saw in Inferno.
Rare Atom have already made their way in towards Secret, so they've managed to bypass Akashi, and that could make things difficult here, but it looks like they're going in for an outside push instead of pushing in. Okay, they win it. There you go.
Easy swing, good for the first. Twine needs to come alive, though. Waiting, his time. First foul, look, the second he delivers. Advent trade, but the number's now level. A Twi doubling towards backside is given CatEvil a lifeline as the rotation comes through, but this is now looking all the more uncomfortable. Karze going to hold in towards his close position. He should be able to net himself at least one kill here in the opener. Gunbow will be spotted momentarily. Easy with the first. Looking to make it a second as well. Would he be even aware of Mutant? Now he definitely will. Miss Spray gives away the room. Molotov will come through. We walk straight towards Karze, who falls. Mutant coming alive. Jin looking for something himself. Dropping on towards the side. He gets dinked as well. Very lucky not to die for 4 damage. But he's good for 1. Looking at 2 when he comes alive, Jin. What a round. Dinked down to 13 points of HP. It does not matter. CatEvil, find a second.
What a retake. But, like, I had questions about Rare Atom's approach from the start. So they push through outside. They get themselves towards Secret. And I'm like, all right, cool. They're going to head down to the B side. And they don't. They opt to push back in towards A, and they don't really have a lot to work with there. Of course, they do get that first kill, but we've said, you know, the A site has been relatively well guarded by CatEvil, so they do. They set up some nice little crossfires there, and again, what plays off so well is those last 2 players, one in Rafters, one through the main entrance, who are able to play off of one another. So no matter where the Rare Atom players hide, there's somebody waiting around the corner to fire in at them. It's perfect synergy. And they managed to get themselves a second round. Now, Rare Atom are still not out of it in terms of the econ, but if they lose this round, they could be down onto a save, and that's really good news for CatEvil and their own momentum.
Yeah, I mean, as we stand, things are looking very good for CatEvil on the CT side, so at least find a bit of momentum. Swinging forward, a good flash, and Jamyong comes alive. Good for one of his own. We spoke about outside takes from Rare Atom, what they can bring to the table, and this is a prime example. Utility usage is perfect. This Jamyong going to go aggressive himself. Looking for a bit of information in towards... Oh, he spotted a leg. Now you got the information on one rotating back up towards the right position. I don't think he'd be aware of the second in towards that hell area, but Jamyong, I mean, the position he holds is so strong. He's got the information on 3 players here. And a free kill to his name. No, it's not. He shot way too early, and he pays the price for exactly that.
This is the thing, though. As much as he had good position, the rest of his team are dying all around him. I mean, he can have the best position in the world, but if there's nothing to pivot off of that, if he can't create an opening and help the rest of his team get in onto the site, then it's not really going to amount for much. And as you said, started spraying a little too early there. So now Advent has to somehow clutch this one out. For the moment, this is still doable as it is a 1-for-1 until Kate eventually makes his way over. But right now, it's possible.
Definitely well, a possibility. Bomb planted, 1 versus 2. Advent gonna relocate over towards Old Ven. He's very aggressive. Spots the first. Easy kill for him. Will he be aware though? Hot player, he will. But it's a Mutant again in a 1 versus 1 clutch to just about clutch it up as this game is tied 3 rounds apiece. But one thing to mention here, Sam, is that a lot of the success that CatEvil will be finding, it's in clutch situations, and it's in situations where, you know, 4 out of 5 players fall, and they can't keep this up because their economy is always going to take a beating.
That's the thing. As much as they're winning rounds, it's so expensive round after round, and it's really rough to try and build up anything. I mean, we spoke about what was happening on Inferno, and okay, a lot of that played into some different factors. Now, this factor is just the fact that they're struggling to hold on to their guns. A Rare Atom, okay, still able to force something usable out of this, because they're actually buying into that AWP as well. Again, that's a bit of a risky buy here. We'll see if it does actually manage to pay off. It hasn't really paid off leading up until now. I think he had that in the previous round as well. But their attempt to take control of the map, they just haven't been clean.
A bit of utility in towards that ramp area, and that's where Twi steps up, finding the first. Jamyoung gonna drop, gives them now that man advantage, and actually potentially forces the T to double back over towards that lobby area where they're then stuck in a really inopportune space. So I'm going to go aggressive. He's also aware now the rotation's being called. And Kate might be in for a bit of a flank herself. Mutant doubling back over towards A. And all he has to do from this position is hold and wait. They go for a vent drop. Mutant should be able to clean them up with ease here. But it's all about timing. Mercury, may I say. Just slowly. She gets way forward over towards A. They've got the site itself for free, but the post plant is the difficult bit.
The plant is the difficult bit. They haven't had a chance to do that. They've given so much time for CatEvil to rotate. And there you go. Plant completely denied. Oh, that's an unfortunate one. It was another adaptation. They kind of push in as a 4-stack and try and force their way into the site. CatEvil, I mean, their map control has actually been far better than I had expected. And they have kind of denied a lot of Rare Atom's attempts at rotations. I was kind of talking about how, you know, Rare Atom have been really good at reading into CatEvil and making those adaptations and adjustments, but it feels like it's CatEvil who've started to turn things back in their own favor. They started to kind of read into Rare Atom themselves and find a way to respond.
Well, okay. Opening shot there to the outside area, good for a second time round of asking. Trade will come through from Jamyoung with an eagle, though. At the very least, bringing the numbers level. And with on a low buy, you've got to try and at least make it expensive, and there it is. Gazi finds one of his own in towards... Oh, a brilliant reaction there from Kate to find a second for him. The trade comes through. Mosey going to pick himself up an M4A1S. It's a 2 versus 2, and somehow some way, with not much of a buy, problems are being caused there. Advent takes damage, he's going to fall. Bomb dropped, and... Now this becomes very difficult for Mosey. A 1 versus 2. Kate's low on HP, so a dink will be enough, but he needs to get that gun out because someone is oh so close and personal as he's clearing his way forward. The question is, does he look elevated? Good for the first. Gonna fall away as well, just about. He's trying to bait the rotation in as well, and this could work brilliantly for him. Here's the steps. It's all about timing. Swinging in. Not going to be able to convert, though. Unfortunate for Mosey as he falls. As Jizzard's on 20 points of HP and another round where CatEvil survived by 1 player.
Jeez, that was close, though. I mean, that was very nearly a clutch for Rare Atom. Oh, well, I mean, given that they went into that on an eco, solid round. Absolutely fantastic. No, they don't get that bomb down, but again, you know, we mentioned about making it expensive. You look at a player like Mutant, it's only down to like $50. That's very little to use going into the next round. They have to keep winning these rounds. If they want to keep floating their own economy. If Rare Atom win here, which they probably won't because Kate just goes absolutely insane. But if Rare Atom find a way to win here, CatEvil's economy is going to be in danger. Serious danger.
Bomb has been planted. Oh, looking good. Bomb down. Now the numbers brought level. I was going to talk about that man advantage no longer present, and it's reversed, in fact, as Kaze finds one of his own. Mutant dropping now leaves this all the more difficult. And I think now what we see for Twi and Akashi, despite them kind of not even having the kind of most important weapons of an M4 or double M4, essentially, no AWP in play for them currently. Twi might be able to pick one of them up potentially, but it has to be a safe call, right? I mean, there's no way they're going to make their way back over towards B. Picks himself up an AK-47, so at the very least, a little bit better to work with. But yeah, I mean, another round for CatEvil where I think they were just a little bit slow to react.
And that's a little did. I mean, they've been really good at reacting, and I think that a lot of that has to do with, Rare Atom were playing slightly slower rounds at the beginning, and then in the previous round, they kind of pick up their pace quite nicely. And CatEvil aren't given the time. That was something that I'd mentioned a few rounds back. 3 of the Rare Atom players are on the site. The bomb hasn't been planted yet for a good 10 to 15 seconds, and CatEvil just kind of circle in and mow them down before that actually happens. So Rare Atom picking up the pace here is absolutely the best decision they could have made. Also, most of their success seems to come from the B site. Every time they try to make an A execute, it just gets completely shut down. And I think that possibly trying to keep going for those B sides, okay, eventually it might become a problem because CatEvil will read into it. But for now, I feel like B might just be the best place for them to go.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. They can kind of keep gambling upon the success they've been finding, right? They don't need to make any changes with how things been working. That B side's worked well. The vent dive has been great. They're very, very good at finding that early outside control because the utility's excellent. And even when they go for a ramp pop, which is slightly risky, it seems to so far be working in their favor. But unfortunately for Rare Atom, Kaze has disconnected. So
oh dear.
we have to hope this is only a minor delay because we had a slightly elongated one in towards map number 1. As we stand so far, so good. I mean, 5-4 in terms of the scoreline on T side. Already have 4 rounds with kind of going into the 10th round. It's not the end of the world. I think Rare Atom is still so far a pretty decent T side, but I did expect it to be slightly more one-sided because of how good the T side has been prior.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of spoke a little bit about CatEvil's previous forays onto this map, and it was a very close one against NSN, but then, I mean, they got absolutely destroyed by IHC. It was 16-1. So it is pretty cool to see that they're doing, a lot better now than they have done previously. And, we'd spoken at length in the pre-show about how this is a team that have made some adaptations, made a couple of changes, and have clearly improved quite a lot since the previous season.
Yes, yeah.
But, they are still up against Rare Atom. And to be doing this well, I think, is a true testament to how much better they're looking than they did last season. So hopefully they can keep that going a little bit, keep this map competitive. Hey, you know what? Maybe we see a world where they actually win this and, we head on off to Ancient. It's a possibility.
It is a possibility. I think it's not impossible. It's improbable, but it's not impossible. So far, though, a much better performance from what we've seen from CatEvil, right? I mean, you look towards map number 1, and I think it's safe to say that was as one-sided as it can get. It potentially could have even been a flawless map because of how well Rare Atom played. But this has already been a very, very good response from CatEvil, and it's very tough to kind of mentally reset, isn't it? With that sort of one-sided defeat where you never get into the game, you never get comfortable. It's very easy to drop your morale where it's very tough to kind of get back into things. But, for them, they've obviously very quickly mentally reset and look forward towards that of map number 2. Everyone back in the server now, so we get back underway. Round number 10, 5-4, 1-round lead for CatEvil. Unfortunately for them, though, the buy isn't that great. M4, AK, MP9, and a couple of upgraded pistols.
Yeah, this is what we were worried about at the end of the previous round. Because these rounds were kept so expensive by Rare Atom, they just couldn't build up a buffer of econ, and now it's a hard and fast execute onto the A side. We said that this has been a little bit problematic for Rare Atom, but knowing that they have this massive advantage in weaponry, we're fine.
Yeah, I mean, for them, it's a round where they understood they'd be coming against a pretty limited buy coming in towards this. They could have potentially gone for a bit more of a force. I mean, Jin could have opted for kind of half armor and MP9, but even that's risky. I mean, there's no need. So just keep on to what they got. And I think for the remaining 4 of CatEvil, do exactly that. Don't even test the waters over towards A. Just give them this round, save what you've got. I mean, even Jin, he wouldn't be able to buy in towards the next anyway. So just keep hold of the very limited funds they've got on display and well, give up the lead. 5-5, we are all tied at square. Asked for the golden number of 6 from Rare Atom, and the 1 round away from exactly that.
Oh, 5-5. I mean, this has been really, really solid from both teams, I felt like. There's been a lot of misplays here and there, but they've both had some really good moments that have kind of kept them going. Now CatEvil still in a rough one economically. I mean, they had a huge save at the end of the last round as well. They just completely pulled out. And Rare Atom, definitely have the advantage here. Again, going for a very aggressive lobby play, though. We'll see if it works out as well, because it might just actually be a fake. Yep, they're pulling out. They're heading to the outside.
We're heading back as well. I think Mutant has a slight understanding of what could be happening here. Twy might have heard a little bit of a sound cue in towards lobby, so Hentway's making probably the smartest decision to double back, and he's going to fall all the way back over towards ramp. Doesn't want to test those waters. Mutant going back over towards A himself. It gives a bit of utility towards that outside that you spoke about. So far, CatEvil, quite an aggressive take from them. They're quite aggressive in their positions, which is high risk, high reward. You know, you talk about the MP9, for example, okay, if he falls, that gives up all of Secret and outside control.
And there's so much util being used in outside. I think this is meant to be a fake. It's meant to look like they're going to be, which has had the best results for them. But CatEvil haven't really fallen for it. They suspect that it's a shenanigan of a play, and they're keeping this held down.
Jin holding close as well with CZ. 35 seconds left to work with. They need to make a decision. Herrera after him. Doubling in towards lobby, and Carly was all too aware. He deletes Mutant to open things up, and now they're flooding over towards the A side. They're going to just send it forward. In comes an early bit of utility. Akashi in towards the back side. They got Mutant into the elevated angle, and it's Kate MP9 that comes alive. I spoke about him in towards Secret causing an issue, and there it is. A collected labor spray, and it's the Glock that comes out on top. Kate, that has to be a kill you find. And the fact that he hasn't, more or less, could give the round. Jamyoung sending it forward. The clock is close, but he's just about going to make it. Quite literally just about. If he didn't find the kill on towards Kate with the Glock, that's the round done.
May still be done, I suppose. 3 versus 2 here. And again, a very expensive round for CatEvil. That's 3-round loss streak, so not a ton of cash to take into the next round. They should be able to buy up quite nicely, so yeah, this is just going to be a save. That's done and dusted, unfortunately, yeah. It would have been nice if Kate could have survived as well into the next round, but unfortunately just not going to be. Rare Atom with another very solid round here. We also have to bear in mind that the last 2 rounds have been Rare Atom with a lot more cash in the back pocket to make something happen. Now CatEvil should be able to even out the playing field a little bit here. And this could be actually where they start swinging it back in their own favor. They've been doing incredibly well round after round. And Rare Atom, I feel, are still doing a really good job at remaining as unreadable as possible. I mean, in that last round, hell, half the time I wasn't even sure what they were going to do. And I have the minimap. So it's good that they keep it dynamic and keep it fluid. We'll see if CatEvil can read into it.
Side goes aggressive, only go for one though. Jamyoung trades, nearly got the second, but at the very least will take the information. See the aggressive pushing towards lobby, and there it is. Akashi with the AWP stepping up, good for 1. Question is, what more can he find? A Molotov will force Kate away. Mutant's gone aggressive over towards Secret, but Mercury is just doubling his way forward in towards the hands of Kate. Will he be able to find the kill? Is the question. Damage dealt, but not the frag.
Jamyoung didn't make it across into Secret. He got stuck and he was about to walk into Mutant, which put him in such a rough spot there. And now, Rare Atom have stalled out. The plan that they were going for didn't work out, and they just crumble. And I mean, this is a look that I'm not used to for Rare Atom. And I said, you know, CatEvil coming into this with better weaponry, they could surely make something happen, but I wasn't expecting it to be this solid.
Tapping away Mercury. Low on HP, but he's causing problems still. I think the problematic factor is the bomb's dropped. It's a 1 versus 3, and, well, the Mercury is about trying to keep hold of what he's got, which currently not too much, and he will fall. Just like that. We're tied square once again. I asked, potentially, could Rare Atom find double digits in the first half? That's not going to be the case. The best they can get now is 9.
Oof. I think we had, like, a dropout as well towards the end of that round. Yeah. Things have been really rough. Double AWP. Oh, let's go. CatEvil. Oh, man. They are so looking to just shut this down. Confirm themselves the lead in the half, hopefully. Have to win the next 2 rounds, obviously, to make that happen. Let's see if they can actually... Oh. I mean, look how much information is being caught just off the back of having that scope and that little bit of util. Exactly. They've given up so much space to Rare Atom. They could overrun the B site. Yeah,
I mean, if you stand... Information over towards that outside. Kate doubling back. I think he's got 1 crossing. Advent did as well. When he extends with the bomb and he falls. I was aiming for the trade at the very least, but here comes that second AWP into play, and now Jin stepping up to the fray as well as he drops Mosey, keeps the numbers in favor of the CT side, smoking a flash on towards the B side, and they're just going to try and guarantee that bomb going to go down at range. Couple of shots with the AK-47 kind of an eye. A Molotov, but it's Jin who steps up to the smoke. Good for one more. Jamyong will drop Mutu, but he finds yet another. Kaze falling, he's all in the hands of Jamyong in a 1 versus 3, and I think this one's done. He's all alone. And the AWP of Jin has been stepping up massively.
Ah.
What a round.
This was an interesting one. Rare Atom, they rush super aggressively through outside. They take control of Secret. They start moving towards B, and then they stagnate at just the most weird time to do so. And they allow a lot of time for CatEvil to figure out where they are and respond. So it's a bit of a weird round from Rare Atom. Expecting something a little bit more clean out of them. But CatEvil have been doing very, very well for themselves here. They're looking to try and secure the 8 and hopefully even the 9, as Rare Atom had very little cash coming into this round. They spent most of it trying to make sure they have weaponry available, so had to skimp a bit on the util. Oh, but they've taken out the AWP. That's massive.
A second as well, and Jamyong does exactly that. Both the AWPs no longer in contention for CatEvil in a 5 versus 3. The rotation being made back over towards the B site. We mentioned that's been a real point of success. Well, Rare Atom looking like it once again now, holding in towards window. Mutant sneak his way forward. Advent might just be spotted out. It's all about timing on the peak, as Mutant goes for a nice and passive approach. But the bomb planted, a 2 versus 5, post plant set up, and the rotations cut off as well with Mercury still over towards the A site. There's nothing they can do from here.
Surely CatEvil's got to save here. Oh, Mutant!
Oh, unlucky.
So much for that idea.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice idea, one which execution wasn't able to pull off, and well, 1 versus 5. That's it. It's the round done, but of course, more importantly, towards the end of this half, where things are becoming really uncomfortable, because you look towards kind of this next round, and for CatEvil going into 15, they have no money to work with. I mean, Twy potentially could have dropped like a FAMAS or an MP9, but even that, it's really dicey. So it's going to be kind of upgraded pistols, a couple of MP9s, maybe a FAMAS, and not really the best of buys at all.
And bearing in mind, this was CatEvil CT side. Like, I mean, they needed to have a better scoreline going into it. Rare Atom now have such a good opportunity into the second half.
Well, 1 for 1. The MP9, at the very least, causing a problem. Flash towards outside as well. As trying to double back, and I don't really blame them so far. Jamyong doesn't want to test those waters. Advent leading the charge over towards ramp, and what he's going to be met with is nothing. No one's here to deny just presence over towards the ramp. Sight Mosey, one of his own as well. Can the scouts of Kate find anything is the question, as Jin doubles back in towards Secret. But once again, it's their signature B default, which has worked so well for Rare Atom in the past. And another scenario where I think it's going to be exactly that. Bomb to be planted. And now how does the retake work? Well, just about looking for something. Jamyong going to find the first and the second as well. 8-7 at the half. Bomb doesn't go down, does not matter. Rare Atom take the first half. We'll see you after the break. Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 8-7 half in favor of Rare Atom on their map pick, with a map already under their belt. Now they go into the more favorable CT side. For CatEvil, a good pistol around here is a necessity if they want to find any sort of success.
Oh.
Okay, no.
I didn't even get a chance, man.
A 2-for-1. They'll take that. They still get the numbers advantage, and now they've definitely confirmed this. Jam Young's left all alone. In a 1 versus 3, for the first time in this series, we could see CatEvil picking themselves up a pistol round.
I mean, yeah, you say could. Jam Young's the last one left alive, and as good as he is, I'm not too sure he's that good. Yep, there you go. Finally, yeah, the very first pistol round for CatEvil as they do even out the scoreline, and they're going to be able to buy up quite nicely into this round. And Rare Atom, of course, going to struggle a little bit here. They have to concede potentially this next round as well. We'll see if, okay, they're going to go for some deagles here. A little bit of a buy-in. It's a bit high risk, high reward. Let's see if it pays off for them.
A bit of early utility as well towards mates. And throughout that presence, nice nade to come through as well as Kata Mutant taking initial brunt of damage. For Rare Atom, they can give up this outside space because the lacking utility from the T side is causing problems. And there it is. K's good for the first. Kate out of contention. Looking for one more as well. Damage dealt, and he manages to just about stay alive. And he's just going to double back himself. He's bossed across in towards main. All he has to do is hold and wait. Missed shots from Mercury get punished at range. The back 10 comes alive as well. And leaves Kaze Scout all alone. A 1 versus 3, but at the very least made it a little bit expensive.
Yeah, try to take a couple of those guns away. Try to make sure that they have to buy in the next round. It's not terrible. I don't think we were expecting too much to come out of this round. As I said, likely going to have to concede this round and... Oh, there we go. And pick up an AK for his troubles. Nice. At least have that. Yeah, absolutely. Rare Atom, I mean, we said was a bit of a high-risk, high-reward play to buy into all of those deagles into this next round. It's not going to be a great buy. They'll still have something at least to show for themselves, but it's going to be by no means perfect. And they have to kind of console themselves with the fact that CatEvil also isn't going to have a great buy either. So it should be relatively even playing field. It'll be the first time since the pistol. Obviously. So we'll see if that works out for them. But great stuff from CatEvil. I mean, really impressive to see them pulling this off on their T side.
Yeah, I mean, as we stand, we asked for kind of CatEvil get a strong start here that gives them, at the very least, a lifeline, because they are on the less than opportune side of that T side of Nuke. It's tough to build up momentum on T side Nuke, and it's very easy to be pinted into very hard executes, especially losing that early man advantage. But no, CatEvil so far, so good. And you're looking towards Rare Atom, second part of the double eco for them, so it's going to be not much of a buy around that one saved AK.
I suppose holding on to as much cash as you can into the next round is probably the better choice to make, but it does mean that they're likely conceding, and no ways that gets value. Are you kidding me?
Gets the Zeus as well, you'll take that. And of course, he's managed to fall away. One AK in his hands. Now he falls to the hands of Akashi. But at the very least, to find one kill, drop an AK out of the fray is already causing problems. Jam Young, he's waiting for it. Good get timing as well. And he will do. Good for one. With one more as well. Swing out towards the side. Labored spray, but it's the Mac 10 who trades him. Even all down to one man. Out of Mercury. But he gets domed from range. It's a first sight hit double digits out of CatEvil. 10-8. Very decent start to the T side.
Oh, we've kind of been saying that if Rare Atom wins the pistol, then it could be over. We hadn't really thought about what would happen if CatEvil won the pistol. This has been a good start from them. 3 rounds in a row. See if they can keep up that momentum. We've spoken about how important momentum can be. Keep themselves going, keep themselves competitive as we see another attempt at a lobby rush here. But with Rare Atom having brought up, this could be risky.
Could be. 1-for-1 trade. First of all, buy for Rare Atom, where they've actually got some economy to back themselves and need to be careful not to overextend it. As you're going to double back over towards Ven. We're going to play Anti as well, as Jam Young are just going to play the slightly more passive approach deep in towards ramp. Flash will come through. Gives him at least a little peek if he wants to use it. I think you can understand it as a somewhat of a setup making its way over towards ramp. And that's where Jam Young steps up with the first. A crossfire setup as well with the likes of Cardi. The flash is good. Falls away in time. Don't think he's spotted, but the ult comes alive. Leaves Kate all alone. A 1 versus 2. Missed shot, but it's the information they need of where exactly Kate is set up from. And Kaze can double back, give up the ramp control, and essentially force Kate to go to A on his own with half HP.
This is a better resurgence from Rare Atom. I think a lot of that comes down to CatEvil again going for that very aggressive lobby play. I mean, that can so easily be shut down by some good util, and we know that Rare Atom does have that util. But, I mean, for Kate, this is definitely doable.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
He'll get the bomb down at the very least. Now it's a question of what he wants to do around it. Does he come through? Kaze made a nice passive approach, more damage dealt. It's all down to Advent now on this flank coming through, and he goes for slow approach. He sneaks his way forward, doesn't matter. Kaze's ult comes alive, and just like that, back in the driver's seat as Nightthron's collected, and a full buy from CatEvil immediately dismissed. But with 2 remaining alive, it was at the very least made expensive.
We've been saying that a lot, though. Like, it says a lot that that both of these teams keep all of the rounds so expensive. I mean, the rounds have been very, very close. So again, and I actually found it quite interesting that they allowed the plant to go through at that point. You know, they had the numbers advantage. Okay, you're still waiting for somebody to rotate in, rotate through. So you kind of give up a little bit of that space, but it was an interesting one nonetheless. Rare Atom, of course, now slowly building their way back in, have managed to put a little bit of chip damage into CatEvil, into Gin there. With good control here, nice to see a adaptation from CatEvil, as it looks like they're going to get very quick and early access. No, never mind. They just get shut down.
Yeah, comfortably. Molotov finds one, Mosey finds the other. And now for CatEvil, not exactly where they want to be. Running for the Molotov to try and find one more. Doesn't matter. Kaze steps up, and it's brilliant. 5 versus 2. It's Kate and Akashi alone now. I don't think it matters worse, they're isolated. Not even near each other, which makes it all the more tougher. As Akashi's going for a solo tirade over towards ramp, but he should walk straight in towards the hands of Jamyoung, and he does. Flawless round for Rare Atom to tie this game back up 10 rounds apiece.
Yeah, another solid round. I actually thought that CatEvil were going to make it all the way through the outside there. I mean, they had such good util usage. They start making their way through, and a stray HE gets the first kill onto Gin, and then like random spray through the smoke, and there's another kill in favor of Rare Atom. And somehow CatEvil just, they have all the tools available to them, but they're just not able to actually capitalize off of it. And it's really unfortunate, as now, as you said, we've evened it out, and this was in a position where CatEvil could really have started a bit of a runaway here. I love this. This is an interesting little conga line there, but they're feeding right into Kaze's line of sight.
Was picking them off like duck hunting, 1 by 1. They just fall. Not a flawless round. Expected they were going for the silo drop, but it didn't work. It wasn't going to work. On a map like Nuke, so long in terms of its lines of sight, it was always going to be just they all picking them off, and oh, so easy. But 11-10, it's starting to get a little bit worrying now, Sam.
I mean, CatEvil still, they're not out of it just yet. Okay, this is a rough buy for them. Obviously, they don't have max util, so they're not in the best spot. But it's definitely still doable. I want to see more adaptation, right? So we've seen the lobby rushes, they don't work. We've seen an outside rush, that doesn't work. Possibly change the pacing a little bit. I know we spoke a little bit about how the ramp pushes can be really dangerous, but hey, don't knock it till you try it, I guess.
Shot from Mosey. Again, he's been a nuisance time and time again in towards that secret area. And now with the opening kill, for CatEvil, the decision has to be made. Where do they want to play this one from? There's a setup. Oh, spray. Jamyoung, just take a couple of pop shots. You'll hear the sound. That's all you need. The smoke dissipating. They come running forward. A couple of pop shots go his way, but the crossfire setup that we spoke about earlier can't take a fall. Jamyoung will too. And now that B side looking a little bit vulnerable. They're dancing back in towards A, but will KK the close angle. Too little, too late. And Advent going to find one of his own. It looks like they're going towards A, though.
I mean, this was, again, that attempt at an outside player. We saw a little bit of posturing towards ramp, but again, it's the same Rare Atom that we saw on Inferno, right? They have such good control of the map, and anywhere that CatEvil tried to push in, yes, okay, after winning the pistol round, they managed to string those 3 rounds together. That pistol round was pivotal for keeping themselves in it, but Rare Atom's CT side has just been stellar.
Exactly. And another prime example, Akashi going to fall. 15 seconds on the clock, and I think, yeah, it's a problem now where the safe call, 180, Advent on close things up. A really good individual round from Advent as well. 3 kills to his name, and he isolates those fights brilliantly. Ratum fine at 12th on the board, and they're getting ever closer now just to seeing out this series and taking a first win in this season. I don't know about you, so I'm really excited to see how Rare Atom develop over this season. Now that they don't have the competition of Tai Lu anymore, they are the heavy favorites, and that's not always a good thing because it does bring its own level of pressure as well.
Yeah, it's a really rough position to be in.
Hang on. Wait. Whoa.
Wait, what just
Akashi and Jin, hello. They're just jumping through smokes, and they find a double to open things up. Jin gets a little bit too hungry for a weapon, and he'll fall to the hands of the Kaze. But how have they even managed to get the bomb on towards the site? Thankfully, as we sung his praises, Advent steps up with a double, looking to find one more potentially. The post-ball is set up in towards Hot. Muta going to find one of his own. This is becoming a very scary scenario. But Jam Young will step up. Bomb to be tapped. He's the hole with the swing through the smoke. Has been spotted running out of ammo. Thankfully, Jam Young had some left in the barrel for him, but 2 remain alive. That became way too close, Sam.
I mean, talk about keeping it expensive, right? You come into that round with nothing. You go for the full Tech 9 run and gun, and it pays off. Okay, you're not able to win the round, but you take away 3 guns. It's not going to do terribly much because Rare Atom are like rolling in cash at this point. But fair play, you know, a really solid attempt made there. Let's see if CatEvil, I don't know if they get much more out of this here. Again, you know, they've brought into that AWP again, but they've had to sacrifice a lot of util to make that happen. They have started to push Rare Atom back a little bit, though. There's a possibility here. There's a world where they can get some control, but they have to be quick.
Ooh. Missed shot, but he gets a tag damage at the very least. Twy down to 70. The nade might make him a bit more of a troublesome. Actually, in the case, Kate takes the initial point of damage to the util. And, well, for CatEvil, they're slowly kind of maneuvering what's looking like an A-side hit here with a bit of a split towards outside. It's Mosey down towards Secret again, causing a nuisance. This time not overextending, not even kind of testing the waters with a peek. CatEvil, what's the decision here? How do they want to play this? Now the fact that they've lost the man advantage with Jin falling, that's not exactly what they were looking for. Flash to come through to drive some presence as Kaze going to double back, reposition himself, and a brilliant smoke will just keep them at bay. Flash, small bit of damage. Kaze just going to take a step away. The smoke will keep them at bay. They're on straight towards Jam Young for a double spray down. All down to now just 1 as Kaze steps up 1 more of his own. And Takashi's AWP. That's the last bastion to deny a flawless round for Atom. He'll get a kill, but it's nothing more than a consolation.
Well, I'm stumped. I wanted to see the attempt at the ramp plate to see if they could make something happen there. Unfortunately, doesn't work out. Rare Atom have their complete run of the map here. They are looking so comfortable. And we kind of said this in the green room. We were like, yeah, Rare Atom going to their CT side now. This is probably going to be relatively one-sided because we'd seen what they've done on Inferno, because we know what caliber of CT they have. And CatEvil, I mean, against their best efforts, just can't make it happen.
Well, it's at least a 1-1 towards outside, but there comes Mosey, as we said, time and time again. A nuisance towards outside, holding and waiting, spotting the head, delivering as a casual forward to stunner. Leaving Jin all alone, and Rare Atom just mere moments away from 15 on the board. And I think it's about to happen. It's just Jin all alone. Labored Spray does deliver as Advent will fall, but he takes a significant amount of damage, up to 22. And a lot that he has to do with so little to work with. He's got a flash, a Molotov. The spray doesn't quite work either, unfortunate for him. And there it is. IHC is a big supporter. We'll see how they do at the major, representing the region. But, well, Jenny's representing CatEvil right now, and it's not much avail as they are about to give up 15 and give up map and series point.
Gin. If he could get 1 more kill here, that would actually be decent.
For sure.
Especially if it's on this AWP player around the corner. Not that one, obviously.
Yeah, but such a tough angle to clear. I mean, aiming straight up, it's never going to work, is it? Sam, 15 to 10. one round away from the map and the series, and I think it's pretty safe to say deservedly so, right? After map number 1's performance, we expect this to go this way, but I think you've got to give a bit of credit over towards CatEvil. They have at least given themselves some respect on towards Nuke, and their T side so far has been pretty decent.
Yeah, I would say surprisingly so. But now, like we said, map and series points. CatEvil, oh man, just the lobby plays don't work. They get mowed down by util and spray. Now they stagnate out, and they have to figure out what their next move is going to be. Outside is heavily guarded by Mercury, who's been heavily dinked down, however. I mean, there's still potential. There you go. Kaze gets taken out. This is doable.
Nice nade, though. Ginger up to 36 is not too shabby. It's a 2-for-1 towards outside. The rotation being made, but Jamyoung doubling back over towards B, it seems. Mosey waiting for his time in the main smoke, and that's all he is going to do. He's going to wait for a pop flash and allow for the peek from heaven. And there it comes as Jamyoung looking for information. Not too much. Dropping down. Down he falls as well. Mosey's in towards main. That's 11 for CatEvil. They're keeping this story going. There's potential for an ancient on the cards. And as we mentioned, it's not impossible. It's improbable. But that's a good way to start to find a little bit of form. The only problem is, though, Sam, is look at the long-term economy to the CT side. They're never going to be kind of struggling to pick up a buy.
Yeah, and bearing in mind that we've got at least 4 rounds before we even touch a potential overtime. CatEvil still have a little bit of an uphill battle ahead of them. Not terribly much brought into this. And whoa, my God, Rare Atom going so aggressive with this AWP still gets value. And Kaze's not backing out.
He's actually doubling down. He wants to go even more aggressive, being spammed in the smoke, swinging in, missed shot. Unfortunate. What it does mean is there's space towards our side. Things are looking a little bit dicey. If Mutant tries to push for that smoke, he could be punished. He's being held for it. Mosey spotted on the cross. Mercury coming in for support, though. It's all about timing. As the smoke dissipates, as things become dicey, as Mercury comes in for that support, avoids the flash, and he's setting up a double crossfire towards outside, which is where Rare Atom are banking on a lot of their success coming from. As they go aggressive, Kate in the charge. Labor spray gets punished. Jamyoung comes on top. Numbers now favor the CT side, looking for one more, but it's muted the trade. Advent will fall. Mercury doubles down. It's all down to one man. Twy alone in a 1 versus 3 to deny 16 map and series to Rare Atom. And I think in a task just a little bit too tall as he swings forward. Ladies and gentlemen,